entitled to X amount for your transport temporarily, as and when the funds allow. When would they not allow? Before you realize it, can we put you on half a salary? The next moment she's inside, she's got a job. What did she do? She put the foot in the doorway. So opportunities as they are coming, for example, next level motivation has this opportunity. Let's say sell tickets. It looks like a basic thing to help sell tickets, and then you get into that opportunity and you have no idea whom you are going to be selling the ticket to, and before you realize it, another opportunity is born in the process. So I was boasting here. I'm a consultant for the World Bank. I'm a consultant for Africa Development Bank. I'm a consultant for ZDA. I'm a consultant for Airtel. I'm a consultant. Nizimvera like that. But for most of those things, trust me, they did not happen by the World Bank looking for me. Wazambira part. You understand what I mean? Eh? But I am doing something for civil society for poverty reduction in some place. Then I am at the reception and I meet with this front office person. Now I'm a consultant, I've come to see the executive director. Ni nao chani front office person. But I engage her, we become friends with her. Then she gets a job as a secretary, for lack of a better way to use, at the World Bank. And she's in a meeting, a high-level meeting, taking minutes. And the high-level meeting, they are stuck on a local they could use for some event. They have hired a Briton, they have hired a Kenyan, but it would make sense if there was also a Zambian. Bagani is a mazina, a floater muja. We have floater, big names floated there. Helen went up to the country manager and said, I couldn't speak in there, I can remember the minutes. But I know some man called Felix. You speak with him. So ni enda chabe ni mjayalira phone. Hello, hey, this is the World Bank. What can I do? Are you able to talk? I said, yes, I can talk. We need to have a chat with you concerning some retreat that the bank wants to undertake. Then I go for the interview. Then I do very well. Then before you realize it, I'm hired independently. The next thing, African Development Bank here, as Mama using a Galamukani here. The next moment, another regional entity. The next moment, I'm an African entity. But how did it start? At Civil Society for Poverty Reduction, I put the foot in the doorway. You understand what I mean? In other words, you may not be able to see everything clearly as you imagine it. But there's this thing that is more spiritual probably than academic. That every opportunity that comes in your direction is a link to something you're going to become one day. You know, so I'm at campus and I'm relating with my fellow friends. I don't even know what they'll become tomorrow, and we are chatting. And the next moment I get on the streets, I want to become a consultant. I go to a big organization and they tell me, here you can get the job somewhere, but your human resource manager, you understand what I mean? Just go and try plug. I open the door. Kaechara ko pusa kanani dirapo na somba ko campus. So oh, before you realize it, you have a job. How did it happen? A basic friendship graduates into something bigger because when the opportunity came, you just had your foot in the doorway. So as you are moving, as you are graduating every day, when an opportunity comes, don't leave it because you can't see the products yet. Because one day it will be linked to that. That is why where you are sitting, you must know the person next to you. Just here. Then know the person next to you. Know the person. Greet them. Hi, I am Chimfutumba. Oh, hi, I am Chimfwembe. Just get to know the people. You have no clue how this life is knitted to this day. So it may just look like a motivational presentation by some people that inspire you. Or it could even be just a friend that dragged you. There was nothing to do over the weekend. So you wafika, but there is a great opportunity. So number one, I am saying, it's very important that you learn to put your foot in the doorway when an opportunity avails itself. Number two, never give up. Never give up. In 2003, I resigned as a mathematics teacher and started a tuition center somewhere, and then in 2005 I registered a business called Galamukani Consult. There's a great story behind that as well. But then now I am doing motivational speaking, and motivational speaking is least known at the time in the country. So when I go to knock at a door and say, my name is Felix Banda, I'm a motivational speaker, I would like to come and motivate your people here. Some managers who call on my fouls, fakuseka, laughing at young man, where have you motivated? He says, no, I haven't motivated anywhere, but I have a strong feeling. When you are ready, come. Go to these other small companies, make a name first for yourself, then come to us. But that never discouraged me. This thing that Suwiranja and his friends are doing to organize like this, I spoke to a few, in a few schools rather, and then I thought I was popular. So I organized my own activity. At the University of Zambia, I booked a note there, and we went with my wife. That's why I can't divorce her. We went with my wife, and we cooked food, and we waited, and nobody came. You don't forget, at 8:11, somebody came and says, is this where Mr. Galamukani is going to be speaking? Now, Zakazwanga alongani vakudia ya kanga. Yeah, let's go. So tunavika jabe deep freeze ati diapo pangono. So you are doing an activity and nobody comes. You understand what I mean? But then, because I have never given up on activities, I have never given up on events. I'm having an activity that Suwiranja referred to on Friday, on the 5th of May. I have made it very cheap. It's 100 kwacha. One gets a book, and also they get to eat. But how has that become possible? Because I have 6 organizations that have scrambled to sponsor it. So I'm getting that 100 kwacha just for the sake of getting it. But the principle is that powerful. But the principle, but the principle is that I didn't give up on events. So they have gotten to a place where organizations such as Lafarge want to be identified with the activity that I am going to be hosting. But somebody could have given up. You understand what I mean? So when you and you know there is this thing, and it's very personal. Only you can feel it. It's very rare that others can feel what you are feeling. So a lot of people can easily get to discourage you. But you see, you also get to have a certain sense inside. You could be doing a program at Ziare. Mwagwa kwa pasabantu 2016. Ngati suri careful visi. I have friends who have said, Ndineroya. Just so that I can stand in the dock. Na vive. You understand what I mean? There are others, ashita SCCA. Alembeka paper shani bagwa wakalemba manje banka instantly SCCA uchoko olemba wazibira tunozote nagwa ufika ku nyumba wakufuza how was the exam kupusha ukosifuna why money vundula. But you can feel it inside. You can tell. There are 2 things that would happen. Either another person can come and tell you and which card you don't give up on this. You will make one work you have given up, but other people can come and tell you. Sometimes just the inner voice that just tells you on the inside. I'm running a school at Agape. I got it from the church. I'm one of the elders at Reformed Church. So this school, for 14 years, it was making a loss. So one time in the elders meeting, I said, can I take it up so the church can begin to make profit? What do you propose to do? I said, I'm going to be giving the church 60,000 kwacha every year. Me, I'll figure out how to make it. It's been 3 years. I have lost 180,000 kwacha per school. But there's just something inside that okay, just this year. You understand what I mean? But when I was about to give up, an idea came to my mind that let me make this a community school so I can begin to fundraise. Then I go and educate vulnerable, gifted children. Now, if you are vulnerable and Dow. You are not for. Once vividi vikakugwira, World Vision. So me, I'm going around looking for vulnerable, gifted. Together, I haven't yet succeeded in raising the funds, but I have a very strong feeling in my heart of hearts that the time is coming when this school will have money. I know. So I'm giving you the examples where I have not yet succeeded, so that I don't give you the impression like it's all easy. 3 years, no result. But I haven't given up. This is year 4 of running the school at a loss of 180,000 kwacha every year. What that means is that when the teacher's salaries come, there's no money in the account. I go to do a job for Airtel. They give me some money straight. I go and pay them. It's very painful to get a check and pay your friend. But I am doing that because I know that one day it will help me to do something. So to give up is not the best of things. I can see a lot of younger men here. Even marriage, it looks just easy at it looks just as easy as that. It can be tough. Wakukana, wayembekeza next birthday, wapereka something. When especially when you're, because we normally aspire for something slightly above our class. Ndiye mwamene iliche life. Kuli wamene wakufuna, but kuli wamene ofuna. So don't think. If marriage is very easy, you have really gone down and in drop of your standard. At the drop of standard, even tomorrow I can marry another woman. You understand what I mean? If I drop a maninga, I can marry 3 women because they are below class. Naenda kwaka nyama, nzaka ngirwa pat. Nikauza nikugulira ni Corolla, iwo nikugulira Spatial, nikugulira mwena peza bamuna, vanitandiza bamuna. But for anything that is good and worthwhile, there is a fight that is involved. And I am saying that fight, don't give up. Now you may be wondering, at what point, Galamukani, should I now stop fighting? Because there is the inner voice that communicates. You must have the ability at some point to say, Bati chinaesa. And what that means is that, personally, I have no shame in giving up on something I thought could have worked. Because I am not a magician to know everything else and predict how my work is going to be. I am not that. You understand what I mean? And so when I'm giving up, I got some temptation. Some 3 years ago, some international organization was offering me 100,000 kwacha net salary. When I'm not pushing. You understand what I mean? I wasn't going to go back and say, all those of you that I told I quit my job to be self-employed, I'm so sorry, I found a job. Mungazimpa 100 pin. So nivutike because of you, to please you that I am still independent. Uguikosa life. So if it is not working, I give up. But I will be communicated to sufficiently by my friends, by myself, by the Holy Spirit. I'll be communicated to, and I will leave it. No apology. You get the point? Even this school story that I've told you, if it is in year 5 where I'll feel it's not taking me anywhere, it's just sapping me, I will leave it without even remembering this statement I gave you that I have hope. Now I have hope 5 years, nipitilize to please the next level motivation. But I am saying don't give up. When do you give up? You can tell. You understand what I mean? That's principle number 2. Fight and fight and fight. But at some point, learn to let go. There's a friend of mine, I am a thoroughly washed in the blood Christian. But I encouraged one of my friends to divorce, which the Bible doesn't allow, because he was in misery. You understand what I mean? So you're not going to stick in misery at a banales. Misery. But to reach misery, you have no life, literally no life. So ni fere chan. You understand what I mean? There are some things at a certain point you can say, this is not the way to go, I give up. There are some things you must continue to fight. Number 3, learn to sell. If there's anything, if there's a skill that every human being needs to know, is how to sell. If there's some free reading that you want to do, what I can encourage is Google. You are waiting for Shima, you are waiting for your order at a restaurant. Me, I would say Google. Smartphone, Google, how to sell. 6 ways on how to sell. You have no idea how they are cementing inside you. You have no clue that they are being sat inside yourself. Because if there is anything that you need to do in any situation is to sell. To sell yourself, to sell the product, to sell the service. You must get to a place where the competitive advantage you must have is the ability to sell yourself. If there's anything that has been very instrumental in my life, as a career life, as I've been progressing, is the ability to be able to sell myself. So they will have 3 people. So you go for a meeting at World Vision, and they want 1 consultant. All of you are qualified. All of you have the same record. All of you, they have shortlisted you. When they shortlist you, they say, from the papers we have, you are the one we are looking for. Come and prove. So there are others that are left out. There are certain times I have been left out of a selection. Dear Mr. Banda, thank you for attending the interviews. But we regret to advise that because it was very competitive, you are not the one that was selected. But to sell themselves. They even go on the ground and probably even fail to deliver, but they sold it very well. Where do you learn how to do that? Anytime you have an opportunity. That is why to my elections to church. Contest in church paibaza kusekani mukaluzi. Yana wakamati manifesto, learn to stand in front of people and give them the reasons why they must vote for you. I hope I have an example for the ladies shortly. But brothers, the marrying thing we talked about is the ability to sell. If you can't sell, it will never happen. I'm coming home from a job that is giving me 2,000 kwacha at the time. 15 years ago, 2,000 kwacha was good, man. There are still some people that get 2 pin even in 2017. Now I was getting it in 2000 and chakut. 2 pin. Then you get home and tell your wife, I am quitting. Nalemba karatai. Navapasa head teacher. I have resigned. Where are you going? I am not very sure yet, but Navisi. But how? No. Me, the way I feel, and you sell it to her, and my wife bought into the idea, ability to sell. You fail to have something because you can't sell yourself. To go to an organization that doesn't deal in any product is almost next to impossible. They all are already dealing with something, but you must have the ability to sell. Start from your own cousin to sell them the sneaker that you just got. Then you give them to buy it from you, even when they know where they can find it in town. But they buy the sneaker from you, either 10 kwacha less or even 10 kwacha more, or even 20 kwacha more, or even equivalent. Be able to sell. There is no business you are going to pursue where things sell for themselves. You must just have the ability. And so one of the things you must research on is selling techniques. I went to do something for a small organization, not a small organization, an upcoming organization, one of the sponsors of a book launch actually. So there was a Russian that came in the country to visit them. How did they visit them? They visited them to give them a big contract. They never got to deal with them. They just went on the internet and they saw how they have portrayed themselves, and they said, these are the ones we want to do business with next. And the man flew all the way from Russia to Zambia to meet 3 young men, Zambian young men. Why? The way they have displayed themselves on their website. Selling technique. And that is why one of the things you must be very careful about every day is what you write on Facebook. Because one day a big opportunity will go off you because they will follow you and find out your opinion about women, what you say. You say, yeah. What you celebrate, what you comment. It could be a treason case. It could be a court case. It could be somebody has killed some man. What you say is just describing you so other people may not even want to come and have a chat with you. Just go to your Facebook page and see the things that you talk about. They ultimately form a trail of the character you have. So every time you must be careful, because it is an opportunity to sell yourself. You have no idea who is there. I'm hired to do a simple basic activity for the World Bank, a country office. I am doing something for them. I have no idea. I just say once in one World Bank. World Bank, Washington. You just came for the activity. You are doing something else. They are able to see another thing in you. Before you realize it, I'm a coach, not just by Katai to my Kakokumbuya at coach Felix. Because everybody else is becoming a coach. Now I was even but coach. Me coach, executive coach. I didn't even know that I was an executive coach. I'm doing something different. Not knowing I am selling myself. What am I saying? Every time you are somewhere, you are selling yourself. So how you chew gum therefore matters. So you have no idea what is happening. I give an example abusively of a lady who used to work for Phoenix photographers. Utenga chabe receipt number, get the tickets, the pictures, give. It looks basic, doesn't it? But there's a way that this lady was doing it. When Carol White, the MD for DHL at the time, went to get her passport size photos and was saved by this person, she went back 2 hours later to wait for this lady to knock off and tell her, I loved the way you saved me. I have a job for you at DHL. Whatever they are offering you, I'm offering 3 times. I need that personality. Every day you are selling yourself. You have no idea who is listening. I go to do a TV program on TV, the Chimamba bit that I talked about, and episode 1, it's the first time I'm appearing on television. And the cameraman just says, 1, 2, 3, you are on in a veranda. You understand what I mean? Then I speak. The next moment, Unaipa TV. I'm buying a newspaper, an entire article written on this genius in the making that appeared on television. One time, Sunday Times captured half a page at a giant leap of a teacher. Powerful article. Before I realized, so my value in terms of how much I charge, I have not determined it. There are other people that have determined what I charge. Because you are selling yourself each time. Abusive example, I haven't broken my record yet. My highest pay for 1 day service, inspired by the client, not by myself. Me, I went in at half the price, was 46,500. 1 day. In an Africa call, na 11. Tinga 11. Come on, okay, 15. Constant teach the 20. Kama abanda endani kunyumba kaganizeni. Then charge us. This person met me in 2006 and gave me that job in 2016. 10 years later, I was just talking and managing this meeting for these people. One lady was so inspired that one day when she had authority to hire, she decided to hire me at 50 grand, essentially, for a day. What was I doing? I was selling myself without even realizing. So, the ability to sell, therefore, means that in terms of character, you must be deliberate about defining yourself. So, Vitavoti, I don't care the way I look. It's not the best of things because you lose an opportunity over other people that will judge you because of the way you have decided to dress. So you want to be deliberate and careful every day as you're walking through life that it is a selling point. Any given time is a selling point. How are you doing that? But other than that, even what is the language you can use when you are selling? Somebody told me this and I'm applying it. I have sold 546 tickets for my event on Friday. How have I sold them? If you open your mouth, you have bought it. So I'm only failing to sell to those that haven't opened their mouth. And I learned that as a selling strategy. Any excuse a person uses, I use it as a follow-up activity. Tilibenda lama ise, stinga gule manje. Muzakala nazo liti. Mwaimvera question, nangani manje na event yanu nishinapita. It is okay. Munga bwere, then muzani pasa later on. What is important is I have sold. So how do I fail to sell you? If you don't open your mouth. So organizations that have called me for an interview, me when there's an interview, na kazi wanga nwauza chosamponi beans, ikamponi manzi ni bwera na nkuku, naenda ku interview. Because I have come to learn the thing I must be able to do every is to be able to sell myself, where you speak and people can feel the sweetness, and you don't have to be an orator. You must be as basic as you can be. One best salesperson for one of the named banks is an introvert. The best salesperson in Africa, Kapan 2008. Introvert. And remember the energy cut. Nango awaponda azakozani. Look at where you are stepping. You understand that I mean? Then you akanga nap. Oh, sorry, nakuponda. You understand that I mean? Introvert. Koma chikangena kugulisa chikachoka muja chachoka nayo 1 million kwacha account opened. Muzi, I mean muzi. But so you don't even have to be bubbly. You just have to know how to sell. And if there's anything, one of the things I'm beginning to do now, and you are the first team I'm telling. That Russian man I met, I escorted him to the airport. He was telling me, he heard me the first time speak in Siavonga for 30 minutes. So when we're coming back, then he tells me, Mr. Banda, what do you do for a living? I say, I motivate. How rich are you, Mr. Banda? He says, above average. Do you have plans of becoming rich? He says, it's my dream every day that I must be rich. Nufuna navura chikabudura ukupalina koku zero ukunini mvimanzi. You know, life in fire. So it tells me what I'm telling you now. What I noticed in the presentation you made is that if you can learn to sell bigger products, you can begin to survive. So I said, what do you do? Now this man I'm talking to is speaking Russian English. So it's not English. But he's communicating something to me. So he tells me, you know me, I sell for my living. What do you sell? Anything that is big, I sell. So at the present moment, I am one of the single representatives of the money printing company in Russia. So I go around different African countries speaking to bank governors to make those as their preferred money printers. Now 1% of printing money for a country is what? When you can sell. Now any organization, there is no organization that can refuse for you to sell products for them. One lady came to me and says, Mr. Banda, I love what you do. I want to be selling your services for 40%. The next moment she comes, is the 13th free for you? Mwafika kuja 20,000. 40% of 20,000 is 8 pin. Alikare chabe mkono achita njara. Ine kuno na fundo kanayo nchitu na fundo kanayo. Ni series check na mulembera. What is our ability to sell? To go to any institution in the country and tell them, I want to sell your products. Now, if you went in the region and found a company that is selling, for example, you could have been the one that brought Dangote here, for example, to go and bring cement in this country. And then you have a continuous cut, 2 kwacha on every bag of cement that Dangote sells. Tell me what you'd become. He opened my eyes. I have identified the 2 products I want to sell, just in case you go there before I do. I have suffered enough. For an average Zambian, I make good money. I have no apology. Because ZRA knows the records. It is Limbana, I'm a citizen, so let's talk. But essentially, for an average Zambian, I'm okay money-wise. I don't suffer money-wise. if money for eating and the basic life is not an issue. But I need money. And where am I going to get this money? I have learned from this Russian, and I'm also communicating with you. So washala. Let us learn how to sell. It could just be Galamukani himself. Mdala, I can sell for you to speak at a school. Muzini pasamo 40%, muzini pasamo 50%, muzini pasamo 20%. The next moment you go to a school, you must be able to convince them why they need the motivational speaker. Wazari pira 1,000, 200 is your money, or 400 is your money. By the time you do 10 schools, you have 4,000. Just for doing something you are enjoying. Or you can learn on the net. You can learn on the net how to sell. That's why I found out. Hello, I have some products. I come from Shani Marketing. Viveka rhetoric. But that is what we need to learn how to sell. Mengati munansoni. Imewena ngonangule cabbage. Sumunga gulisa mimira kutari na motoka na cabbage yan. Amena gula as bwerere poeka, then that's when I'm the one selling. But I learned when I was 10 years old to sell chitenge material. Mwaimilira monse mumulaini mugulisa vitenji. Then apita yes a custom bweran in the latest amene achoka. But it looked like basic. It looked like mom was traveling the sun. Now one of the competitive advantages I sell. And so those two products, when I sell them and I become a sole distributor in the country for that particular product, I'll be running behind you, but I'm in front of you. Don't say, I never told you the secret. The secret is sell. Yeah. What can you sell? Anything that is legal. Sell. Anything. So if it is legal to sell you, you're gone. Mtoka panja mdabate waja mine waenda na maglasi is indarama imweta gula hivi. Sell. We are together? How do you learn it? Basics. The thing that I can tell you, learn to sell embarrassing products to build your skill. You understand what I mean? Some of you can't sell freeze it at your home because it's embarrassing. You look like you are suffering. But the idea is learn. Learn to sell. I sold cigarettes one time. Yeah, I sold cigarettes. Now Gulam Kamwala, box of Consulate, box of Peter, box of Rothmans. Nuka 5 na kala panja kuchipata compound. Wamini waenda kuseni wadi. By the time they are leaving, na series am a block. And before you realize it, I have a bit of money in the pocket. Learn to sell. When I left work and started this thing, I'm very proud, and that's why I'm very proud of a number of motivational speakers in the country with their sort. They have a lot of regard for me. They respect me. Because even when I told them what they could do, is sell. We are together? Number 4. Partner with doers. Partner with doers. Some of you are very brilliant at coming up with ideas, but you are not good at doing it yourself. Now, the biggest problem I've found in this country, I am almost 40% a victim, is where you want to do everything by yourself. I have some news for you. Life lesson number 4. If you are going to be any successful with the sort writing home about, you must learn to work with others. Because other people can do a great thing. So what I've decided to do at Galamukani Consult, I have engaged all those who are willing to be selling for me. There's no need for me to go to Indo Bank and say, I am Galamukani. I would like to come and motivate your people. I'm too big for that. So I have found others that can do that. It doesn't matter whether they get 40%, 30%, whatever percentage that they get, let them get. Me, I didn't suffer to find a job. I just want to be having a diary, and I'm just noting the dates when I am busy because somebody found the job. It's partnership. But if I am the one to go and look for the job, go and prepare the material, go and do after sales, go and trust me, I will remain in my cocoon. If you are going to become any better, it is because you have decided to work with another person who is competent at the area of expertise. You could be bringing in just people to buy. That's all you can do. You can't motivate, but you can sell. Why not sell the motivators? Mr. Chibamba Kanyama will be coming here. You'll be having a chat with him. His business is just getting started. An opportunity to make money from him. Executive coaching amemuchita chambakanya mamchaja zingati azakuzani mwakuti peye. Can I sell it at your price but I put my markup? Azachito double invoice ya minimulate. Because I have been somewhere where I have been respected because I was groomed by Chibamba. So I charge as if I am him. You understand what I mean? Him, he remains humble. So you capitalize on his humility. Magambati zingati? Yeah. So I have done high-level assignments for banks. I'm not a banker. But I know people that understand banking very well. And I've gone to them and said, I've got a job for 2 hours training. Are you okay with 10,000 kwacha? Mwachi, 10 pin. Walanda 2 hours. 2 hours. Wakam. Days. Naenda ku bank na house. Tibwera. So tukaenda kuja nikamba I don't work alone. I work with my friends. And a seasoned banker that almost all of you know is going to handle the session. Over to you, sir. Then nakala moja nchita Facebook na WhatsApp. Akwapula naenda kuja nipa saka 25. Ija 10 mnarufuna mdala hii. Mwacho tawalia pishi nindi hapo ino. What am I saying? Learn to partner with people. When you see others, go to them and say, I think I can be useful, because others can't think on their own. Go to them and say, I think I can be useful. Or I do this. When other people come and they want to work with you, don't refuse. Get to a place where you are partnering with others that are doers. You could just be a person that talks. Or you have the services. Or you know the source. Or you know, my take for entrepreneurship, and that's what I'll be telling the women shortly. I don't want anybody to make money out of me and want to use me for free. I don't do that. There must be a commission. Otherwise, if you don't need me, why do you need me? What do you want me here for? You understand what I mean? Unless I have offered myself. Go out there, look out for what people are doing. Go, there's a young man, I missed him, I just heard about him. He's called Trevor Mumba. He's based in South Africa. He's got a lovely story to tell. At 20, he decided to get on a bus, let's call it Majando, and goes to South Africa and lands nowhere to stay, nowhere to eat, nowhere. Nabwela kukala ku South Africa. Manje, millionaire by dollar. Zambian, Mumba, from Matero. You get the point, that the idea is what you feel on the inside. And you see, we are the citizen of the world now as it stands. Yes. So this is thing of patriotism in poverty. What are you just sitting there and being patriotic? Is it helpful to the country? Go to England. Make the money, send some back home. You are better off. Because remember, a profit out of the country is respected. That when I go to Kenya, I don't carry my books. I don't carry my iPad. I don't carry anything. Somebody gets it. Before you're walking there, people around you, the media has come. Which media follows me here? So nikalidile patriotism. So citizen patriotism. No. Other places, they respect me. They fly me business. They keep me at a 5-star hotel. They give me $3,000 for a 1-hour engagement. Wina kuno ni 250. Just encouragement. They plant the seed. In the plant agangati 15 years you plant a seed. So when I'm going to buy the other time, that I planted already. Don't tell me that. So partner with the others. Number 5, push. Number 5, push. Become an irritation. Another one will appreciate your irritation. Yeah, I never took a phone with Galamukani 2 times already for the day. I only phone him tomorrow. You're not serious. I would rather you haven't picked up. I know you saw it. You haven't picked up. The next moment you answer, I know you have my answer. The push can be felt from the phone call. Another one would want to call it irritation and profession and the like. But you see, you are young, most of you here. You will still have a big future. My word is push. Me, other people, they'll come and just tell me, we were thinking that we must give you some. We were thinking that wapanga mistake. Phone ya lira kudalalo. You said you were thinking that. Are you still thinking I can do something? I have gotten great jobs out of just somebody making a careless statement. Then I run with the careless statement. I run with the word that somebody gives me. Now, one of the things that has made me is television. Television is powerful. I got it through Brother CK. But it wasn't like I go there, Mr. Chibamba, I want to do more. Oh, okay, come. It wasn't like that. It was like, it sounds like a good idea. Now it's just that there is nothing happening at the moment. Are you able to check on me in the next 2 weeks? This is 2 weeks later. Before you realize, sometimes chifukusha okay pera. Zangena, profile ya chinja. You understand what I mean? Push. I love one of my cousins, Joseph. He can't be irritated. Mpaka palasi wagwira mtumboke kavichite ndvamemfuno chitatase. But the idea is mpaka pitafoni alila. Yeah, yes, bro. You had said that I call you on Wednesday. Oh, yeah, you go busy up. Okay. Oh. I go to the car park for Finance Bank one time to go and meet Mr. Simata. He didn't know me. I went there to meet him and says, I love you and I want to do some things through you for myself, but also for you. The first time I went to meet him, he didn't even look at me, just reading the newspaper. You will see me at 14 hours tomorrow. He didn't even look at me. Another person would have been, now 14 hours, I am the one you didn't look at in the car park. I have come. So, I'm having an activity at British Council. It's 300,000 kwacha at the time. Oh, so now I'm quarter pen. Here I have. Give me 10. I give him 10. He buys. The next moment we are in French. Up to now, I have done things for ZRA, for immigration, for Ministry of Lands, for the American Embassy, for Shan, with Mr. Simata as my partner. But how did it happen? No kuyangana. News. They were very rude. You have been to offices where you go in and they don't even want to meet you. What is waste? Friends. You know each other. They were once stranded in their life, you helped them. Now they are in better positions. You go there, they tell you it is tricky here. Tricky here, you are the decision maker, tricky here. But when they say tricky here, the next moment is there. The next moment, some of them were parted at a point where they thought I would never even phone them. But I dial a number and says, hello, Mleshani, Marisa Kana last time. Fanaevo Seka Zet, but Marikosomutima. I know what I'm looking for. I like to tell my wife, Usachite Chifukush. Just the other day, one corporate organization, we differed heavily. We differed. My blood pressure even increased a bit. They took 40 days before they paid me the fees. But they have looked, they can't find a Felix. They phoned. Unfortunately, I was with my wife. She said, hi. So when I said, I am coming, my wife said, that I am going. Because I know what I'm looking for. Businessman as a kind of chifukush. You understand what I mean? Because you know what? They are the advantage. They are better than you. So for now, look as if you are foolish. One day, they will come. I went to Organization X and I was told, go and prepare yourself. When you are ready, come. When you are ready for us, come. I go to another organization. I do fantastic job. It is reported to them. They want to come back to me. It was my turn. It was on my terms at the time. I am still the same person you said no to. Pajanaina kuzana at 15 pin per day. Ninakwezeka nilipa 25. Okay, bwerani muchiteko 3 days. Nati late at pa 17, nati nili busy. Even when it's my turn. There comes a time when what you can offer, nobody can offer. We are unique. Nobody can do what Galamukani does. Nobody. It's just me. I have my style. So I go to some places and they tell me we have changed. We are using another 30 seko winango na tibayesen. Then mukashita compare mukantumire phone mukanuzi. But I don't do chifukushi because you picked on Muvita now last time. So I can't come here. I come back and they say, last time you changed, you used another person. I used to use the same person or it's my turn now. Hey, Galamukani. But the idea is push. People that don't push don't amount to anything. All those that have become, they push. Number 7. Don't just focus on small things. Or number 6. I don't want to use the word that has been abused, but if it's a correct expression, why not? Think big. Think big. There must come a time when just painting your nails is basic. It's not an achievement. When you change your hairstyle, there must come a time when it is not an achievement. Those are basics. You must get to a place where you begin to play the big league. There must come. It's okay to drive a Vitz. It's okay. It is not okay to drive a Vitz forever and ever. No, there are bigger cars. Oh, yeah. But when you think small, you begin to justify small situations. Another one comes to me and says, "Mwenza chimotoka chukuru Mr. Banda, gas chiri bwanji, natinima ikamu chienda." So sinipendelelo ti abamanta ikamo gas. When you have a smoker, the money that comes in your direction is for smokers. That's what I have learned. My wife's car is down for 3 weeks now because we are broke. We are focusing on other things. Every day, my wife's car puts gas every day. Mine gas every day. It's down 3 weeks. The money we used to put in her car, I don't know where it is. You understand what I mean? If it was around, it could have been on the road, moving because there's gas. But the 150, 200 kwacha she uses every day on the gas, where is it now? So it means when there's nothing to pull the money, you can't have anything to use it for. You can't find it. So the degree of fight is very different. So if I go somewhere else and pass like a 5 pin, niche for gas, I'm sorted out for the month. But if I'm also supposed to provide for my wife, then I must look for another thing. So I am saying, anything that you achieve ceases to be your potential. Potential is something else. So any amount of money that has hit your account before, at that point, record muna setting annual one, my account muna 5 pin or 3 pin or 2 pin or 10 pin. The highest amount that has hit the account, your money, is your new target limit for what must hit your account. But most of us become what I call slaves of comfort. Mwachitako achieve pangono mwavala ko twapaka mwala to vala, then mwaikana to brute. Mwazora na tajiri mwana munga life ya chinja. It is okay. Where I'm coming from, if I was staying in Kabwata in a one-roomed house from my mother's place, it's an achievement. The next thing must be 1-bedroomed. The next thing must be 2-bedroomed. The next thing the more you aspire, the more you begin to get in that direction. But my message to us, my brothers and sisters, is think big. Ngati muvala sapato ya 150, kachinje nkoni kukapezekeko sapato ya 300. The next moment kukapezekako sapato leather. Not at leather ichapa mwamba tabe ndiye leather. Leather. You understand what I mean? You must get to a point where wambovara designers, you don't just put on a cloth because it is a cloth. You put on because it has a certain design. So nizavala vinango, but if it is not Pierre Cardin, sinzavala, if it's not Gucci, you must be graduating. Don't remain in the same place. Change. Ngatuvala ma glasi ya jamagulisa 30 kwacha. Next time wagulako yolembe wako na umumbali. Asa tukaivala ukachoka mzua ya sira. But how does it happen? It happens because you have decided. This activity was free. The last time I was invited to present. Free. Hapa ilipa 50 kwacha. Ya next 100. Is Africa 700, 1,000 to participate. When you don't change your game, it doesn't change as well. So me, I have graduated from Suiranje and the team. We've reached 50 kwacha. In a 100 kwacha, but my sponsors in Bwe 6. We are couple 25 pin, we are couple 20 pin, we are couple 5 pin, we 5 pin, we 15. You understand what I mean? The idea is that you graduate. And how do you get to that level? You yourself put yourself there. Put yourself there. Zikepo. And then look at things will happen. Lastly, Lastly, network. The biggest growing business in the world is network marketing business. wagulisa uyu ujagulisa uja nakuzana that I have sold 500 and something tickets for the event on Friday. You think I went around to sell them myself? No. Napeza suwiranji nigulisireko cha beer 5 500 ngakwanise mdara percent aenda kuli nigulisireko 10 iwe nigulisireko 5. By the time you realize it, I just need 50 people to help me sell 250 tickets. Network. Can I know the people that are going to be there? They'll be strangers. Even the model that Next Level Motivation used on this one, different points where you can find the number of people that have the tickets. And it's, even up to this morning, I was getting a call from somebody. Mr. Banda, you are speaking somewhere. I want to come there. What time is the program starting? It's networking. On your own, you can't achieve anything. And that is why, for most of you that are young, remember I said, try to sell these embarrassing things. These products, networks, they can be very embarrassing. But they are very good to teach you to remove that fear, to remove the embarrassment, to be able to sell anything. So the multi-level marketing products that are there, I encourage you, go and, you are not even doing them for the money stories. That's how I failed to do some of them. Mr. Banda, you can be able to make 20,000 kwacha every month. You can, this is, if it's about the money, wrong person. But for most of us, we are just getting started. For me, it's the ability to sell. To go to somebody and tell them, muzola mafuta branch. Nina ya mafuta yako. Achana mima chitawakazi wali wonse man. Everyone. You are doing that not for business, really. What can you make from everyone? But you are doing it to learn to sell. That thing we talked about, to grow your network. So that from some other event, somebody who has bought mafuta from you, they have become your friends, they're going to buy something else again. So, lead time Galamukani needs to organize events is no longer more than 1 month. Because I just need 10 days to find people to buy the tickets and then be able to attend the event. Now, they may not even come and sit in. I can have 200 people come in, but I'll have made the 50,000 kwacha I wanted to make to sell 500 books this month of April. But how has that happened? Networks. In the country, we have more than 7 products that are selling by multi-level marketing. And I am saying, go there, identify which one speaks a little bit of your language in terms of what they are selling. Get it. So why are you selling? To build your networks. So that at the end of the day, when you want to do anything, they are just an SMS away. The people that you are going to deal with. You have a bulk of SMSs you can give for some product that you are selling. You will not struggle to sell anything. You will not struggle to find anything. You will not struggle to do most of the things when you have a powerful network. Big as we could be, a lot of money as we make when we can, we invest it, we become as broke as a church mouse. How do we survive? Phone call. In the month of April, for example, I've just done ticket sales and a few of motivational talks. I didn't do any of my high-level jobs, but the expense was continuous. It didn't stop because I haven't got jobs. It means I have friends in my network I've found. Muzi wanima kana ndama. Nipase nkonka 10 pin. Tizasolve. Not now sign up. Me, I have friends now. We don't sign anywhere when we're giving each other up to 10, 20,000 now. We don't sign anywhere. It's just bwera ku shop utenge. Abwera atenga. Uto chisafi. Koza akafa ndizalira bwanje pamalira. You understand what I mean? We even have a joke amongst my network that guys, me when I die, just say, those that owed Felix, we have forgiven your debt just like you have forgiven us the debt that he owed you. Because mukakambati all those that owe him wabwire kusaid mzadapo jabe wonse wabwirira kumaliro nkongole. You understand what I mean? So I am saying build your network. A network will have so when you are stranded, ZRA, you are stranded. You have friends you can call to advise you. When your uncle, your auntie, your mother is sick, you have some doctors you can call. When your driver's license expires, you have somebody that can be checking for you. Not hapa nizambirira kuratsa, ninde checking ngati ready, nikachoka hapa. Can't you phone? You understand what I mean? When I say networking, I'm saying get to know the guy who knows the guy. Get to know the guy who knows the guy. I can talk to anybody in this country, from the president to the lowest person in society, because I know there is somebody that knows somebody. I want to meet the president of the land. I've delayed by 90 days now. But I had a significant lunch the other time. Like a place at Sebo and Shan somewhere. I had lunch with somebody. I am very close to meeting the president. I'm not meeting him in the office. I'm meeting him home. To go and see my visage, our president. Why? I know somebody who knows him. Somebody who says, guys. Guys. Oh, stay lunch today. You understand what I mean? The idea is that even here, there are some problems you are having. The solution is here. So you belong to this WhatsApp group. Just post in your challenge there. Just post in what you are selling. Post in what you are looking for. You'll be amazed at how many inboxes you'll have. There is power in networking. Life lessons. And for me, these 7 pointers were a reality check. And you have, fortunately, the people that are speaking today, I know them personally, all of them, and all of them have a nice story. Both of them now have a nice story to tell, as real as it can get. You will be buying books willingly outside. I only left 10. I am leaving now. Holding a microphone.
Next level motivation. Inspire. Change. Grow.